Welcome back to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest. I'm your host, Chris Compton. Today we're reviewing Kubo and the Two Strings from 2016. A young boy named Kubo must locate a magical suit of armor worn by his late father in order to defeat a vengeful spirit from the past. This was directed by Travis Knight. Brought to you by the same studios that made such classics as Coraline, Box Trolls, Missing Link, and one of my personal favorites, Paranorman. I have the poster hanging up in my office. It's pretty sweet. Kubo has 98% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics and 86% from audiences. Again, some people, they have problems with Rotten Tomatoes, but I think it's a cool way to check and see if, what critics are saying, and if you don't really trust the critics, and you can see what the audiences are saying. Either way, it's good information to have before you go into it. Right now, if you have FXM, which I believe stands for Fox Movies, on your cable or anything, you can stream it for free. If you don't have that, you'll probably have to rent it. Right now it's going for about $2.99 to $3.99 depending on if you rent on Amazon or YouTube or wherever. But anyway, that's where you can go check it out. Today's hosts are myself, Cole, and Taylor. This was Taylor's pick, so enjoy our review of Kubo and the Two Strings.
My name is Kubo.
When people say Kubo, they're talking about the best animated movie of the year.
Whoa, show off.
Kubo is captivating.
You got my attention.
Kubo is charming.
Don't even. Grumpy monkey.
Kubo is an unforgettable adventure that will delight fans of all ages.
Like me?
Yes! Oh boy.
Kubo, in theaters and Real D 3D, rated PG.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Welcome back to another episode of the Popcorn Priest and his loyal subjects, followers.
Butter and salty.
We have just screened, for your pleasure, for your consideration, Kubo and the Two Strings. It was Taylor's pick.
Yes.
The studio who brought us Paranorman, like you just said, Coraline, and Box Trolls.
Which I have not seen Box Trolls. I cannot vouch for Box Trolls.
Nor have I.
I saw it there too, though, and thought they were quite good.
According to Cole, this was the least lucrative of the 4 films from their 10-year span of movie making.
The other films grossed more than $100 million, but Kubo, at a budget of $60, only grossed, I think it said $74 million. But that's domestic, so who knows what it did internationally, if anything.
It probably had some appeal overseas, you'd think.
I think of the Asian market, if anything, it would do pretty good.
Or maybe they get all offended by it the way like the Chinese are by Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
They're offended by Kung Fu Panda?
No, there was something about it, like on how why couldn't like Chinese like filmmakers make a movie like that, like evocative of like Chinese culture and like stuff like that. And there was a whole thing on it, but
well, it's like if you don't see the 2 tiny clips before and after of the people actually making this, I don't think anyone really understands how amazing this film is.
It was $74 million worldwide. It only made $48 million domestically. That's depressing.
it'll you're right.
It's depressing. Something original and creative, but yet
no one knows.
Any Transformer movie they put out will make $1 billion just because it's big robots just being stupid for 3 freaking hours.
Cool. Chris is excited for the new Transformers. Thank you.
I am. The Popcorn Priest loves me some Transformers.
Those movies are all so bad.
The first one's good. But then
I won't go that far. I rewatched it. It's better.
Well, it doesn't have as many weird people screaming and weird cameos like the rest of them. Like John Malkovich
right.
pretending to box with Bumblebee.
Like Anthony Anderson's pretty great in it. It's like the heavyweight hacker. It's like, don't talk to me.
And John Boyd is the president, who does a good job.
Back to Kubo.
back to Kubo. Sorry.
It's a great movie.
I hate Transformers.
I can see why it didn't do well, though, because it is hard to pin down the audience that it is for.
And I kind of felt like the tonal shifts during the film are kind of
like you could see,
off-putting.
You could see why they would want to do that, considering like there's some dark stuff in this, and then they'd want some like humor to lighten it up. It did like it's really just that one that stood out to me. Like where you're like, yeah, this is like a jarring shift because the movie's pretty serious up to that point.
Yeah. But Matthew McConaughey is pretty awesome.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey's character is great.
Is he?
He is great.
He does.
The music is great.
He does bring good humor to the film.
It's like it is a gorgeously animated film.
Not since the likes of Brave have I seen animation in such detail.
It's better than Brave. Brave was a movie in search of an identity.
But the detail involved in that, I mean...
It's true. Brave was a very, very good-looking film, but it was very scattershot, and I had no idea what it was supposed to be.
The typical Disney fare.
If you have like a kid, I'd say like 10 or something, about wanting to watch a movie about a quest, a young boy who has to go on a quest, Here with 1,000 Faces by Joe Campbell, repping strong.
I would say if you're fans of like Adventure Time, this would be something for slightly older kids, more Japanese and claymation in style, but it very much has that like kid on epic quest kind of finding out who he is after a tragic past.
I would say this has less surrealism than Adventure Time. It's not like this weird
it's more like storytelling and myth.
As opposed to like crazy made up. Adventure Time's a crazy movie.
Stretchy dog.
Yeah, this is more of a film than that.
All right, Taylor, what's your rating?
Let's see. I usually give 1,000 stars. So 1,000 stars. All movies are good. I am a movie fan.
Thank you. That was very informative. Taylor likes it.
I think you return to your previous ratings to apply to this one in case people were confused.
If you're,
does he normally give
he
1,000 stars.
He also
that's my scale. So
he also recommends it for 10-year-olds and older. I agree.
I'd say starting at 10 years old.
Like late elementary, like
kids younger might get scared.
Yeah, I don't think a young kid would. Well, like maybe they would, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nightmare fuel in there for a young child. Like a lot of imagery that would be really scary and like context that you wouldn't really understand.
Yeah, the sisters and
the sisters especially. That was like the first like bit where you're like, oh yeah, that would be hard to be able to get a kid to not be scared from. Like,
there's a smidge of violence. There's not that. I mean, there's
nothing crazy. Like,
nothing. There's no blood or anything, but there's some sword fighting and.
It's true. I mean, it's impressive that they could do action and like stop motion like that. Like action in animation is not generally like something that you'd see as easy to do because it requires a lot more. Like Samurai Jack or something.
I think we'd be surprised at how much they actually did in stop motion, other than like the water. And I bet some of the water was even
if you can
somehow
have a crazy shootout in Fantastic Mr. Fox, you can have sword fighting and arrows in Kubo and the Two Strings.
That is another fantastic stop motion film. Fantastic Mr. Fox. That scene with the wolf.
I agree.
It's my spirit. It's like it's the greatest thing. He sees the wolf and he holds up his fist, and then the wolf.
I'm asking if he thinks it's going to be a hard winter. I don't think he knows the answer.
Cole, what is your rating of Kubo and the Two Strings?
I would say 3.5 out of 4, as I became confused really easily, and I need to rewatch the movie.
Were you busy on your phone?
Cole is stressed out by.
I was answering emails part of the time, but I thought I was paying enough attention to follow the story, but before I knew it, he had 2 of the 3 pieces of armor, and I don't remember how I got the other 2.
Oh, jeez. Well, Cole, I bet would bump it up to 4 stars.
If I'd been paying attention, I would have said 4 stars, but I only paid attention to about 80% of the movie.
Very good. Well, I also give it a golden bucket, which is my highest rating. Very, very cool film, and I bet it was really cool in 3D. And I don't condone or support 3D, but there's a few films that 3D really looks cool in, and I bet this was one of them.
I wonder if like VR films are ever going to like. Is that next? Is that going to happen?
Well, apparently, from what stupid James Cameron was saying. He's hoping to get to a point where we have 3D without the need for glasses, but I don't know how that's...
You could do that with like those like VR headsets. Like that's how those work.
But then you got glasses on still.
Yeah,
It's true.
You technically have a headset on. That would make it more nauseous because I don't know, that makes me sick thinking
I don't know.
about
I think
that.
that'd be different though because like you wouldn't have the dimming from the polarized lenses. It would just be the two. It would be just the two images, like as separately, like projected into your eyes.
But that's more light levels because if you have a bright enough screen, then you don't notice the dimming from the polar. Because all the polarizing does is separate the images, and then it brings together the separated images.
That's what I'm saying. Is like you wouldn't need like to have like the separator. Like you could just have two image sources. I don't know. There's probably. I'm just kidding.
If it's bright enough, yeah. But
I feel like the 3D in that setting would be least noticeable.
But then at the same time, it's like, why not just watch a 2D film if you're already at that point?
That's a great point. And also, like the idea, like VR has like all that three-dimensional stuff that would be meaningless.
Oh, that just makes me nauseous thinking about it. And
they'll get there, man. They're working on it. The tech is cool.
Well, either you are asleep now, or you are
your fist because you love 3D.
Yeah, or you're riveted by the amount of detail we just got into with 3D.
Gimmicky trash, and it's not going to be around forever. They'll get rid of it.
You're going to be in some motorized seat getting shot in the face with water wearing some 3D headset goggles.
You have like haptic vests, not vests. Like where like it like actually has like actuators that like will like vibrate when you're...
I'm surprised we're not wearing motion vests now.
I saw those
$20 a
video
ticket
game thing once, and I thought it was the silliest, greatest thing.
Well,
it's gonna be like flying over California, but an actual movie.
Go out and pick up. Apparently, you can get it at Redbox currently.
That is what I.
It's available on all formats.
On your favorite streaming platforms.
All formats and streaming abilities.
Streaming services, as far as I know.
Yeah.
It's on Google Play.
Yeah, I'm saying you have to pay for it.
Yeah, you have to pay for it. Anyway,
It's not with a subscription.
go out, check it out. Kubo and the Two Strings. Until next time, this is the Popcorn Priest signing out. I just realized that signing out sounds dumb, and Cole gave me a better...
It sounded an awful lot like the end of Avatar, your favorite movie.
Oh, jeez. No.
Last time before he transforms his...
Avatar sucks balls. This is the Popcorn Priest
This is Jake Soley.
exiting the theater. Can you guys shut your holes? I'm trying to sign off here. Oh, jeez.
We should get some Mongo drums and some like
move in circles.
We should get some didgeridoos when you sign off. We can like make native background music.
This is the Popcorn Priest
We can get those
exiting the theater. We'll see you next time.